All right, let's call to order the Board of Supervisors work session for Tuesday, October 2nd. We're meeting in the executive conference room on Melody Lane in Bisbee. The order of deletion of any item on this agenda is subject to modification at the meeting. Any item listed is open for discussion. Please note that some attachments may be updated after the agenda is published, meaning presentation materials displayed at the board meeting may differ slightly from the attached versions. Members of the Cochise County Board of Supervisors will attend either in person or by remote conferencing. Members of the public may also attend via Microsoft Teams or the mobile app. Work sessions are a time for county staff to inform and discuss agenda items with the Board of Supervisors, and public comments will not be taken. We'll begin with roll call. District 1.
Morning, Mr. Chair. Crosby is here.
Oh. Mr. Crosby, we can't hear you.
Well, my mic is unmuted, so
there
maybe
you
somebody
go.
else is getting me muted.
There
I'm
you
here.
go. We got you now. District 1 is here.
All right,
District
buddy.
2.
Gomez is here.
And District 3, Antonori is here. All three supervisors are present. Mr. Crosby is attending online via Teams. All right, we'll start off with the agenda item number 1. Ms. Gilman, do you want to kick it off?
Sure. So this is the meeting to review agenda items for next week's regular board meeting and also other work sessions that we have. The library district meeting, of course, at 10 o'clock on Tuesday is just demands, no action items. Flood control.
Can I just say
Sure.
one thing? So when we do demands, is it possible that we could have, is there a way to compile them in a format that you could put it on a screen and just one page covers most of the demands, or is that possible?
I mean, for the library and flood control, they're shorter, but
Right.
the county, you mean I'm not sure what you're looking for because they're all attached.
So
And I'm
people
okay.
here's our public record. Well, that's a whole nother subject. We'll talk about that. Our public records thing is people are saying that it's very difficult to get an idea when they're watching the meetings on what we're voting on. They were particularly with regard to warrants and demands. So they were saying, is there a way that we could put that up on the screen? And I was just asking.
Not all of, with the county demands, no.
No.
We can't put them all on one page. There's too many of them, but we could bring the exhibit up and scroll through it for people. The exhibits it is
Online, yeah, I know.
So
Just some folks. So I was just curious.
Yeah.
If it's not possible, then I got it. I was just wondering with the.
I can't think of anything right off the top.
I mean, that would be more a Laura question too. She's
Yeah.
got to put them up there.
It'd be microscopic. It'd be hard.
It would be hard to read.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That solves that question. All right, next.
Okay. Flood control
I
district.
tried for those of you who might be listening.
Flood
Made the question. All right.
Flood Control District, there is one action item to approve a contract with Rumble Construction for construction of the Bella Vista Detention Basin. This is land that the county has through an environmental easement in outside of Sierra Vista, Charleston Road, I believe. And it's all grant funded. This is stormwater runoff detention basin for recharge project. Been studied since 2015. And Jackie will be here to present that on Tuesday. She's just at a conference today.
Okay.
Then we have the jail district agenda. One item to approve a contract with Combined Public Communications for inmates voice, video, and tablet communication system. This is for visitation. Correct? Commander Bradshaw is here. If you have any questions about that, this is the system that would be used for remote visit. Remote.
Video visitation.
I have a comment on that.
Sure.
And that was that I emailed Commander Bradshaw asking him if this system would be transferable to a new jail facility, and he indicated that it was, and that was the only question that I had on it. That concludes my comments.
I just wanted to add that this is to no expense to the county whatsoever. We actually make money off of the system. The users pay for it, so inmates and visitors pay for it by text. It's 15 cents a text or whatever, back and forth on the tablet. So much an hour, a minute for video visitation, and
Is there like a character limit on the text?
yes,
Okay.
150 characters.
150 characters. Ooh, it's worse than Twitter.
I know, right?
150 characters.
So we, the company estimates, we went out to bid, we got 7 responses. We picked this company above and beyond. We had IT look at it. They said it's a great system. It'll work with our broadband. And they come in and they put their own broadband all throughout all 3 jails. So they estimate we'll make about $8,000 a month initially off of commission. And that pays for
At 15, would you say 15 cents
Well,
a pop?
visitation.
Oh, so like video, what do they charge for the video calls?
Not sure.
Oh, just,
yeah, I can. Yeah, this is the entire contract.
It's like a couple bucks.
Yeah. And like the first 10 minutes are free, and then after that, and if you go to one of our visitation centers, all the visits are free, which is at the court building in Sierra Vista and also at the service center in Douglas. But if you actually remote from home, then it costs a certain per minute.
And also when you go up to where the court is and where you check in, there's 2 stations by the way. Oh, I wondered what those were.
Yep.
Okay.
You do a visit for jail. We
Okay.
also use this system for outside private attorneys, and we can make it so that it's not recorded and you can't hear any audio or anything. But it's really convenient for those attorneys from Tucson and Phoenix that represent people. They don't have to come down and set up.
That's extra money charge.
Yeah.
Well, I got you guys here. I saw the email for the tour of is it Indiana?
Oh, yeah.
The $1.2 billion facility? Dude, don't get any ideas.
You can win. Big green.
Did you see some of the technology on there?
Yeah. I mean,
Like a lot of the smart doors and smart.
yeah, I saw the same thing when like 4 years ago when Gowan took me through the prison up in Florence.
Yeah,
But,
but
you know, there's,
yeah, I worked for that prison.
I
This
got,
is way better.
I'm just talking about the price tag.
Yeah, not even close. That's 4,200 beds too.
Oh, that's true.
4,200.
That's true.
It's huge.
Yeah, that's why it's $1 billion.
Wow.
But it's a prison.
It's a prison. Dog.
Yeah. Just like I saw the prison in Phoenix or Florence. Yeah, they're set up differently, dramatically. But yeah, I'm sure you get some ideas.
One of the representatives from Veneer is going.
Yeah, I saw it on the email.
Yeah, and then I'll probably just attend virtually.
All right. Nothing else for the jail?
Nothing else for the jail. Regular meeting, I'll just point out implication of District 3.
I got to get
So
something.
if you have anybody. And then on the consent items, there's quite a few grants from the county sheriff's office. Those are primarily changing the term of the agreement,
All from the state.
extending it through, some through 2027, one through the end of the year. So that's why they're on consent, because it's a minor but important change. Under elections, there's appointments to 2 precinct committee members from the Democratic Party chair, and then appointing the poll workers. Attached to these exhibits will be attached to these items will be exhibits for the names of the individuals in the precinct committee members and the individuals that are poll workers.
So these people are just pulled from people you already have worked with or you've already...
And reached out, and we have an online application, so people could have filled that out and not volunteered.
It's like $20 an hour, right?
And
What is it?
They get paid for training, and then it's 35 to, I believe, 55, depending on the areas that they're out in the county.
That's an hour?
No.
Total.
The total, and then $120. If they're an inspector, they get about $150. So it's very minimal. It's less than 600, definitely. Like
That's what we
$300.
talked about, that maybe we need to...
To incentivize.
Yeah. Let me ask you, so I get people who say, oh, I wanted to volunteer, and they never called me, and so what they need to do is go online and fill a form?
So they can go online, like Sharon Gilman stated. They can also give us a call, and they do have to fill out the online submittal form.
Okay.
And so we do receive all that information, and then they do have to come to a mandatory poll worker training that we're currently conducting in the courtroom.
So when is the deadline for any people to sign up?
So we have training, so they have to they need to sign up in order to do the training.
Mhm.
So our last training is next week on Friday.
Oh,
So if somebody does want to get involved, and if you have vacancies within your document, I do have a few vacancies as well.
So let's put something in the future after
Yeah.
the election to look at for maybe the 26 election cycle for incentivizing more people to get involved in that.
and I can put something out just to say, because a couple people asked me that they have until next week, next Tuesday or October. Okay.
But it's kind of late.
Mr. Chair, I have a comment.
Sure, Mr. Crosby.
Yes, sir. I believe your point is well taken, and I also recommend more signature verifiers, as that was found to be a bottleneck in the past.
So yeah, we need to
Yeah.
let's all get with you and
We can,
well, actually, Joe mostly does it.
he does, but I'll be there too.
Okay, all right. But I mean, you know, get together and just lay out her org chart
Yeah.
For the temporary election workers and whatnot, and see if we could.
And is that like how many hours is that they
12
do?
hours.
12 hours, right?
The 15 hours.
So that's the, I mean, $35 is,
Yeah, we need to. I mean, a lot of those folks are just basically volunteers, and you're covering lunch and dinner.
but that's a long
And
day.
not even that.
Not even
Not
that.
even that.
Hot.
It's a conference.
Yeah, they go in there.
You don't get to leave.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah. So we need to take for 26, and like Mr. Crosby says, maybe bump up but that's on Mr. Cloud's side of the issue,
Yes,
the signature
no, we would
piece,
need to-
right?
So we
Over
need him
budget
to.
as well.
So
Okay.
yeah, we could look at that as well. All right.
I have
That'll be
another
next year.
question. Are we going to add the number of employees to the elections department? And
No.
how is that process going?
No, I thought we were just going to do. Oh, we talking about something else?
Yeah,
now-
permanent
Oh,
employees.
permanent employees. Oh. I'm saying we're not making them. These people are just poll workers. We're not,
I understand.
Yeah, not, yeah. You're talking about some other.
Yeah, that's not in the budget for this year,
Okay.
for any
So we'll look at that, Mr. Crosby, also when we look at
2026.
the signature verifiers and whatnot. That'll be for the 26 cycle. So then we could put that in budget for next year.
Sounds good.
But we'll have the meeting before then, though.
Yeah.
Kind of work it out and lay it out first. Tell us what is kind of like the optimum, and what's kind of like.
Well,
the
at some
minimum,
point
and
in the
what's
past,
kinda-
there was talk about a person being split between the recorder and the elections office. I don't know what happened to that concept
All right.
or
Well,
that
We'll
possibility.
set up a work session for that.
We'll do.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure
love it.
Miss Avant is there and whoever you want to
Absolutely.
bring, and then maybe Mr. Cloud and his folks as well. And we'll have that.
Probably, just to give you an expectation of timeline, probably in January before we start
Yeah.
the budget process.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So it's not this year. It's not going to happen because it's too late. But sometime next year for the 26 cycle,
Mhm.
so we can beef that up. And then it'll be.
The chair's
All right.
points are well taken, and let's not be the county that scrimps on elections.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
Okay. All right.
Especially us.
All right.
So
Engineering also on consent, they have some resolutions in order to authorize them to abandon some right-of-way in Portal, and then for Supervisor Antonori, you might be particularly interested in transfer of land on number 8. If you look at the attachments, it's related to, I think this is the one, related to Taylor Road.
oh, this is Taylor Road. Oh, he just texted me yesterday.
Yes, that's what that one is. It's related to getting some right-of-way.
Yeah, that's the lot on the other side of the road. Is that what it is?
Mhm.
Yeah. What was the guy's name? Mr. Williams, Dick Williams. Yeah. So, that's good. I'll let him know. He'll be happy to hear
Yeah,
that.
take a closer look at that one to make sure it's what you're thinking.
Is that the place north of Benson that you're thinking of?
No,
Mr. Chair?
it's in Wilcox.
Okay.
The county when they resurfaced Taylor Road, there was a little dip in the road that allowed the water to cross and go into the playa. And then when we did the road, we raised the road level up to make it flatter.
Mhm.
And that resulted in filling up this lot with water.
I understand.
Every time it rains. So he's been crying for about 6, 8 months now to try to get us to go back and put that little dip back in so that the water drains across the road to the lot on the other side. And Jackie was going to go acquire that lot on the other side so we could run the water into there because,
Tax deed, I believe.
yeah, it's a tax lien property. So she was going to try to do that. So that's what that's for. So we can get the water off the other side of the road. Everything's trying to go to the playa.
As we learned, yeah.
So, okay.
And then, of course, demands. And then we have public hearings, one for a liquor license, which is pretty routine. And then Development Services has 2 public hearings. One you'll recognize as the first one, 11, is Paul Prince from the past, coming back with now with SR 174 request as we address that situation from the past.
So we got that taken care of from what we talked about, right?
Correct. So they'll be coming back with an SR 174 request, as Sharon stated. 2 down zones for District 3, fairly straightforward.
Did you get any opposition?
We did, surprisingly.
Same guy?
No, totally different issues.
Okay.
Those are mostly absentee owners that are concerned that they won't be able to develop their lots in terms of half-acre or 1-acre lots, which is impractical because they're concerned about the development pattern changing to this really rural residential as opposed to the smaller lots, but it'll never be developed. Sun sites will never be developed.
No.
Yeah.
Lots. So kind of moot comments.
All right, thanks. Yes, no. So, all right.
And then on action items, the Board of Supervisors, we did create an opt-out month proclamation to recognize Cochise County Opt-out Month. Joe,
We gotta add the caveats on there.
Well, I did add,
Caveat emptor.
well, I did ask that we put in there a section that says that they have to abide by our codes, right? I mean, how do we put it?
I don't have it in front of me, but
Yeah,
we
but
did-
basically they have to make sure they got their septic tanks and they're doing everything that they're supposed to because
Well,
especially,
I'm talking about what the property acquisition piece is the biggest problem, right? Because what people are doing is they're getting these tax lien
Yes.
properties or they're buying them on auction on the website.
But
And
this
then they come in the planning and zoning and they ask to kludge them together and change to RU4.
this is different
And
though,
this
isn't
is
it?
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is the
Oh.
opt-out community that doesn't want to be on the grid, that they don't get any of our services, but they have to have certain things like they have to deal with their gray water, they have to have septic tanks, they have to do that type of thing, but they don't require us, they don't want to be connected to our services,
No, I got
right?
Yeah.
So this is because Cochise County has become known as an opt-out community, which is great, but I'm concerned too about as we're going down with economic development up 191, which is where they're tending to go, that there might, be a lot of pushback on the use of water, on economic development. Now, I think that there are some that are, I don't know how to put this nicely, but I think people who have very little are choosing this way, as a way to survive, and then don't plan and don't want economic development where I'm afraid that it might be in the path of what we want to do.
Yeah.
So
Well, the
that's
only
why
thing is that when I was out there just last week, there's a lot of campers
now that
out there
We're not-
that are.
Yeah, that's still not allowed. That's
I
still,
know. But what I'm saying is there's a perception that that's what this means. This
Right.
means that you can come rolling into the county and just roll your camper out here.
And that's what we were talking about, that after this, that we need to, as a county, go out and start looking.
It's like I was just talking to Corporal Spezzano. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
He was out there yesterday. He was going to talk to the guy that's camping right off of the Sybil Road exit, 910. That guy's been camping there for like 2 weeks. We have a lot of
Out of those. There was one right off of Middle March Road, too,
yeah.
right if you go there. So,
Who is it? The sheriff's office that enforces that, or do you have your code guys go out there and?
So the use of recreational vehicles isn't permitted as a principal dwelling.
Right.
So it is a land use regulation problem. So it is our department.
So you send guys out there.
One guy.
on state.
One guy. I remember we were talking about the need to hire a second person for the code violations.
Yeah.
Because are you guys using drones then? Is that what you're using to look at
If
it?
needed, but I mean, without getting into a lot of detail, we basically have a code compliance team of 2.
So what I saw, I don't think if I mentioned it to Christine or not, but he had the camper there and he had his orange tube running out of the camper right off the side in the ditch there. So
And that's not,
yeah, that's the thing. So
and then there's issues with gray water, dark water. So I
it
mean,
could have been his gray water.
most likely not.
I know.
But you know, I think we need, especially as we're going to develop and things are moving, we need to get a handle on it. I'm not sure what we do about it, how we get a handle on it, but in this
How
opt-out,
about having them police themselves? Don't they have like an organization?
Not
No.
a formal.
Not
They
a
have a
formal
few
one?
people that get together, but
Oh, it's not like.
yeah, and even the opt-out community, they're not just, they're not just those living in trailers, so on and so forth. There's people that will build a house.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen it online. I've seen some of the phenomenal stuff that they've built out there.
Yeah.
this one gentleman,
Right.
Lighthouse, has an incredible place that he's built, where you just you're putting dirt into a specific like covering that they water and it's like concrete.
yeah.
Bullets won't go through.
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And
Mr.
those are
Crosby
great.
had a question. I'm sorry. Did you have something, Mr. Crosby?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I think that I heard Mr. Taylor's voice. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. He's
Okay.
here.
So I would like to point out, as has been pointed out, that many in the opt-out community, as we say, have a great deal of pride in their projects and for very good reason. So I would like to know what the opt-out community lost in the last board, because they lost some. So while we are considering...
Lost what?
I think that it had to do with regulations of attached housing or not, or in other words, and I don't remember specifically, and the other was the number of inspections and the potential increased cost. There's Christine. Maybe she could tell us about that. Right. She just walked in. But I don't expect her to know that off the top of her head, but it'd be nice to get an outline prior to the Tuesday meeting. You want me to say that again?
Yeah, I totally meant
Okay.
that.
It was the number of inspections that were due, the potential increase in cost, and it had to do with attached buildings or not, as I recall. But that was a while ago, and that was under the last board when it was my perception that the opt-out community lost ground with us.
There's another issue too about insurance coverage. So maybe you could just talk about that, like what's happening with that, because I know a couple of them complain because they are opt-out, and maybe because they're in a certain area that doesn't have a fire district.
I think this would be a great work session
Okay.
because it is a bigger topic.
Right.
There's a lot of things that kind of go into it, the pros and cons, and just to kind of go through all these issues that you guys are bringing up.
And I know that one of the other issues with the whole international code that we now are doing versus what we used to do, which I'm not sure I understand what we used to do, and now we're following the international.
The IRC and
Yes.
yeah.
So I do think it'd be a great work session. So,
Are we ready to do this proclamation on Tuesday? Are you?
well, the proclamation just basically gives it as a month acknowledging that
Yes.
the opt-out community, and then in it we do also state that does mean that everyone in the county does have to, follow our guidelines
Yes.
and make sure that everyone's up to code.
Okay.
So I mean, what did the other supervisors?
No,
what did
I'm
they say?
fine with the proclamation, but all I'm getting at is we got to be careful
Yes.
about the message that we're sending. I don't want Tucson to dump all of their homeless population into
Well,
Cochise
I mean,
County.
if you wanted
And
to,
then Claire, oh, I'm just opting out. I'm going to put up my tent and
we could
and
do,
then half of them are smoked out on meth and everything else out there. And then you're creating problems for these guys.
well,
And you're filling our jail up. We're going to have to build a bigger jail. All right. So I'm just looking at the cascade
it's
effect.
a really wild connection.
I'm just saying.
I
Proclamation.
have no opposition if we want to do the proclamation after the work session. Would you feel more comfortable with doing it after we do the work session?
It's still October. I don't know.
No, I'm fine with the
Okay. No, but I think,
I'm just saying we just got to,
do we have a copy of it real quick?
the rules aren't widely understood.
No, they aren't.
That's
It's
the,
very.
Well, you've got the true opt-out community that understand it, the ones that are building the homes that are underground and doing incredible jobs. And then you have the others that are just coming in their trailers. So,
Right.
yeah. I mean,
well, or
you see this?
they're building basically a
Well,
shack.
Yes,
And then-
back around the truck.
Right.
That's
So,
a little hard for me to understand, but as
yeah.
opt-out.
but this was.
I'm not
this
voting. I'm not voting or soliciting a vote, but I'm fine with the proclamation.
Okay.
Okay, but again, the program is for you to build your own house
Right.
and use alternative methods of
Right.
construction. Right. It's not
To come and just put up a
to
tent.
squat.
Right.
Right. And
But
that's the other problem out there is people know that a lot of those properties are back taxed and they just and nobody's watching and they just pull in and there's a
There would
school
be
bus out there. I saw a guy back the school bus in off of which is Central and oh God, I can't remember that road. It's off of Cochise Stronghold Road out there. He just parked the bus up there. He's living in his bus. He's got crap scattered all over the place.
Where's the poll conducted, recognized in October? I mean, basically talks about the innovative ways in which to use building materials, stuff like that.
That's the message that we should be sending. It's
Right,
like,
and
this
that's
is-
what it is.
This is for you to build
Where is that? Do you see the one that we say
off-grid
about?
with alternative construction methods and stuff. It's not an invitation to just
Which one? What does it say?
camp.
And see the additional one we added.
It may not have made that version yet. I don't know when that was printed.
Yeah, so the second one that I asked them to put in was just that with the opt-out community that they, that I can't remember how to word it, but that they understand that they have to follow our codes and the, whatever we call it, the law codes.
And they attest to that as part of their opt-out permit, that they
Okay.
will comply with the applicable code.
the applicable codes. So we reinstate that in there.
I'll make sure the version that's on the agenda has.
Yeah.
Do we have stuff in there about what happened with the Mr. Price claiming he talked to the treasurer and she told him one thing and he talked to the assessor and he told him, which was not actually accurate, I guess you could say. Where, they told me that if I buy these 5 properties, I can combine them together and convert them to RU4s. There's something in there that says purchasing property that is not properly zoned, you may or may not get.
That's a totally different thing.
That's more of a part of the code. You were talking about the code, not the proclamation.
No. I'm talking about, he said that, Mr. Taylor was saying that they sign, when they come in to opt out, they sign a thing and they get a packet.
It's part of the building permits process.
Yeah, what the rules are. But there's nothing in advance that tells them,
Not when purchasing.
see, that's the thing. I don't know if you get
All
something to say.
companies
All right.
could
Okay, so
Hi, this, yeah.
So the addition on there is, while still requiring compliance with all Cochise County Building Safety Code, zoning regulations, floodplain regulations, and applicable statewide codes, and then goes on to other whereas.
Okay. All right.
There we go.
All right. Cool.
So, and then we're gonna have one of them read it, right, or something.
Correct. I'm reaching out to the community now to see who's going to
Okay.
read it.
And Clerk of the Superior Court has a grant related to the Nemo Q ticketing system for approval. They talked about the Nemo Q ticketing system during the budget process as an improvement for customer service.
What is that? Nemo Cube.
It's an automated ticketing service, so people can make an appointment online. They can schedule an appointment. We can track. It gives us all kinds of metrics that we can track, reports. We can dig on customer service, the wait times. It will improve our wait times. people can see how long the wait is before they drive to Busy or Sierra Vista to do their business, and it makes our office more efficient.
Okay, so it's just like scheduling appointments with your office.
Yeah.
It's not like for paying tickets or something.
No, it's a customer service ticket. So,
Oh, okay, okay. So it's like waiting in line at the deli counter.
right.
The digital.
Yes.
And for the public, that's Clerk of the Court, Amy Humley speaking.
Yeah, yeah.
And we had requested money from the board for our budget this year, and it was approved, and then Rachel applied for this grant through the Supreme Court, and it was approved, so we won't need money from the county if you'll approve this. Okay.
All right.
And then Sheriff's Office has 3 different grants for approval. Items 15, 16, and 17. Pretty routine. I don't,
25 grand? What are you going to do with 25 grand?
Overtime for
Oh, it's overtime?
Yeah.
DUI enforcement.
Get a guy out by me, man. It seems like there's always a lot of drunk drivers out there, man. I'm not kidding. They hit those bars along 191, and then they think they can sneak home because they're out in the middle of nowhere. And I go into work in the morning, or I going somewhere like I'm going hunting in the morning. There's a car like out by Airman Museum, where he peeled 18 T-posts down and plowed into the gate, and then he left the car there for like 3 days, or the one that was flipped over right there on that same turn at 3 o'clock in the morning, flipped over up into the trees. Yeah, it just seems like it's a great spot to go, tie one on and try to sneak home without a cop catching you.
Oh my God, good deployment.
Yeah, it's just, okay, cool. Wow, I'm just saying for 25K, I don't know what you can get for 25K.
number 17 is a Operation Desert Guardian related for equipment from DEMA for $748,000.
And just for the board's information, that's a reimbursement grant. So we buy the equipment and then we go through GMAS to get it.
Is that for like cameras and stuff?
Or, yeah.
Yeah, all right, that's okay with me.
Or, good.
I'm good. I got you. I just was getting a generic idea of what it was.
Number 18, Court Administration to approve Ann Borowick as the Superior Court Judge Pro Tem. This is to replace Judge Terry Bannon, who retired.
I don't know, you didn't get a chance to meet her, but I know Supervisor Crosby did, and I met her yesterday, and she seems like just a great pick. Real family law. That's what
I
she
will
wants to
reserve
do.
my right to comment. That's all I'm going to say. All right.
And Nils, the floor is here if you have any questions about that process.
Yeah, how does this process go?
So we have an administrative order that governs the selection committee, and that's based off of our Code of Judicial Administration from the Supreme Court. And in this selection process, the selection committee, you're required to have 2 judges, 2 members of the public, 2 attorneys, and I served as the 7th person. And you have a chair of the committee, and the chair handles the communication to the members of the committee. And so when we're scheduling meetings for interviews, when we're reviewing the candidates, and then we hold all of our interviews, review the material, the applications, and then the committee selects who the finalists are in the application process. So for this recruitment, we received 14 applicants.
You did?
Yes, and the committee met. We finalized 4 candidates that would be interviewed. And from those interviews, the committee then selected who the best fit would be for the role. And the presiding judge then makes his recommendation to the Supreme Court appointment. The Supreme Court does do a review of the state bar to make sure that the attorney is in good standing, that there are no complaints filed or any issues for the attorney that is being recommended. once the Supreme Court conducts their process, they provide an administrative order which is attached to the agenda item where the Chief Justice does the appointment, but the appointment is contingent upon the Board of Supervisors approving that recommended candidate or pro tem. And once the Board of Supervisors does their appointment, approving it, then we can finalize our process with a local administrative order and swearing in. This appointment is done annually because it is a pro tem position.
So what happens if the board does not approve it?
So if the board does not approve the selected candidate that was presented, then the selection committee will reconvene, and then from the 4 candidates that were, or from the 3 other candidates that were interviewed, we would then provide our next selection to the presiding judge. The presiding judge would then send a recommendation again to the Supreme Court, and the process would begin.
Oh, how are we supposed to make a decision if there's, I mean, I just met with her. She seemed like a great lady, but I don't know anything else.
What's that?
Base my decision on other than just meeting her. So how do we make that decision?
So this is very similar to the way the governor makes her decision, right? So the Commission for Judicial Appointments, they take applications, they select 3 names, they send to the governor gets, or 5 names, I forgot what it was, 5 or 3, something like that. And then she gets to pick from those. She doesn't get to just select anybody she wants. Neither do we, right? It goes through this process.
How do you find out more about the judges who are coming up, or this person who's
I'll
coming
tell
up?
you, I have done my own research on it. Let's just put it that way.
And each individual did have, each attorney that applied for the position, they had to complete a resume, a letter, a cover letter. And so that's how we reviewed their qualifications, as well as they did a supplemental questionnaire, which then asks questions on the bar side or attorney side.
And so, like, I found out about this, gosh, a couple of days ago. How long was this in the works?
So Judge Bandon on August 6th gave us her notice of intent to retire, and with the effective date of September 5th. So that didn't give us a lot of time. So we did open the recruitment shortly after receiving her notice, and a selection committee was established by administrative order on August 7th. The recruitment went for 2 weeks just because we're having to shift all of her caseload to other judges to be, so we don't have any backlog and no delay in processing of those cases. And so the 2 weeks once the recruitment closed, HR sent us all of the applicants and the documentation that they submitted for the position.
So are we just like a rubber stamp?
No, you are not a rubber stamp.
Well, like, you know, it's like there's not a lot of
You
time.
can vote no, and it'll go back to them, and they'll send another.
But I don't even know how to vote no or yes. So in other words, you just Google somebody like this?
We do have her resume and her letter of interest that outlines her qualifications and her background. She has been a local attorney in Sierra Vista for, I think, 30 plus years, I think it was on her. I can't.
So does that not get sent to us, that information too?
It can.
Yes. It can, but I just got, like, come meet me for, you know, so how?
And I can send that to the supervisors prior to the meeting on Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, I would like it.
I have a comment.
Mr. Crosby.
Yes, I thank you, Ms. Flores, for your comments. And I would like to, first of all, say I liked Ms. Borowick just fine. And I would like to know, well, I'd like to first note that the term pro tem to me implies temporary, yet this is a permanent pro tem position. Therefore, I would, in the future, as you could write this down as a work session item or an inquiry to our county attorney, the constitutionally of a permanently recurrent non-elected position of judge versus an additional division, which I know would be very expensive. Part of the reason for this is because this temporary, this pro tem position is permanently dependent on the presiding judge for reappointment. And if it was open to a vote like the presiding judge is, I think it would be a superior situation. That concludes my comments.
I agree with Mr. Crosby on that too. I have heartburn with this, but
Well, Bannon was elected, was she not?
No.
No, she was
No.
pro.
yeah.
Oh, I
So-
thought, but
so-
why did I think she was elected?
It's an
So,
appointment, so each year I would have to come before, we would have to submit a request to the Supreme Court and to the board for approval.
So it goes
Annual
process,
appointment, yes.
And why is this position not elected like the other one?
I believe it has.
because we only have 5 districts.
Oh, okay.
This is
Okay.
an extra added.
Hmm.
Plenty of things to think about.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, the items 19 and 20 are about the,
Dan the man.
Dan Deshawn, I don't
Where's Dan the man? Dan the man didn't make it?
think.
Is he online?
I think he's off today.
Oh, he's off today. Okay. Yeah, he had
So-
a bad rainstorm last week.
So, just real quickly, the first item is to approve the policy. We had a work session on this back in July. So the policy clarifies the chain of command for county resources and clarifies administrative considerations on what departments are considered consulted and utilize their equipment from special revenue funds, how we track that through financially. Then there's the resolution related to emergency management, which had not been revised since 1979. So there's quite a few updates regarding statute compliance and definitions that had changed, as well as updating the powers of the board in compliance with proclamations and regulations issued by the chairman, by the statute. At the work session, the board had concerns about how long the chairman can have this authority, and so this does put a limit of on when then the decision of the chairman in an emergency, then it comes back to the board within a certain period of time. So those revisions and a red line and a clean version are both attached to the agenda item for your review. Let's see, Health and Social Services has an amendment to an agreement for CDC overdose data to action between the Arizona Department of Health. This is related to opioid addiction, I believe.
And that's just reporting every incident of overdose in the county? What is it for?
No, it's naloxone distribution, overdose recognition and response trainings.
Oh, okay.
The partnership with the jail to help get folks to treatment.
Okay.
And then, of course, that finishes up the action items. Discussion on federal and legislative matters. This might be a good time for the board to discuss the upcoming Legislative Policy Committee, or I should mean the Legislative Summit with CSA and UMA, and discuss your strategy regarding any presentations the board wants to give.
So this is the time for us to stay right here.
Well, during the meeting on.
We can bring it up to the meeting, but you could, if you want to add something
Well,
to that.
I just thought that clip that we saw, that Supervisor Crosby went through, I think it was.
Well, for the open meeting law resolution, yeah.
I think that would be a good one. And I don't know if the letter that we received, when we had hired Lasota and got the letter, if that's where, as an exhibit to show how it can be weaponized, the open meetings law. I don't know if we want to go that far.
I mean, we can show it out there.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. That's what.
So I had mentioned that to Sharon because of open meetings law. I can't ask you if you would like to do that or not.
No,
I'm asking you now.
I think we should. Yeah.
I do too. And I think that, if you are videoed and it's a public meeting and you make these statements and do these things, this is not the time to be concerned about how those people may feel about it. If they're concerned or, whether it was pointed out that some of these people are well-liked. I don't really care if they're well-liked. They're well-liked where they are now. This is what they did here.
Right.
And they have to be accountable for it.
Yeah. And again, I'm going back to the original legislative intent of that statute and how it's through the courts, no offense, but through the courts, it's been broadened.
Yes.
Over the years. And that's just.
And, you know, when I was doing my startup, we were talking to school boards, and they were so terrified of the open meetings law. Like, we don't know if we can use your app because it might violate the open meetings law. And I mean, this was just, you know, reaching out to the community. So it's gotten to the point where it's really, you know, people are so terrified at city council, so terrified in the school board, and I don't believe that was the intent that it should.
No, the intent was not to conduct public business behind closed doors,
Right.
and it was not to solicit votes prior to meetings where you knew the outcome before the meeting started. It wasn't that you couldn't have discussions not of direct public interest with anybody. Or like, for example, like I said, for you, me, and Mr. Crosby, when we wanted to talk about strategy for reelection and what we want to do to make sure you get reelected. All right. So we want to sit down with you and have a discussion. What can we do to help Ms. Gomez hang on to her seat? I got to invite everybody to that meeting, you know, where I don't think for a political strategy meeting, I should have to have members of the public present for that. You know, that's not what the open meeting law says.
And then that behooves even having a meeting. Why have a meeting? So everyone knows what you're going to do so they can keep you from getting, you know.
Or another example, if we have people putting things out on the internet about us or putting op-eds in the Sierra Vista Herald and we want to get together to put together a response, that is not, in my opinion, what we're doing here. That is not an official public action. Therefore, we should not be prohibited from the three of us meeting to discuss a response to that letter quickly so we don't have to get Laura and Sharon and, you know, Joe and everybody and have a meeting and schedule it 72 hours in advance. And by then it's stale. Right?
Exactly.
So that was the point. And just so everyone's aware, we presented this at the board of directors meeting Ms. Gomez and I went to up in Phoenix, and it was widely received by all the other supervisors in attendance. And it wasn't just them; it was also the row officers. You know, were also kind of in favor as well because they have, for example, commissions or boards or whatever that also fall under this this issue. And like you were saying, like the school boards and the.
And then if I want to do a task force for the Port of Authority on, you know, say cattle industry, I have to agendize it and I can't just call a group of people together and you can't attend.
And I can't attend, yeah.
So the whole purpose is for us to promote economic development in a county which we don't have a plan and yet we can't, you know, you can't attend.
Right.
So that it just makes no sense.
Okay. So, I mean, but that was, well, we have other things we want to talk about too. Like we talked about, I don't know if I could talk about it because we did it in an executive session. The thing we talked about with Phil.
Oh.
With the, I won't say, but we need to look at fixing some of that legislatively too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we need to, before we go to Yuma.
Yes.
We need to have a work session with Mr. Crosby, myself, and you, and as well as you and Joe, and probably the county attorney's office, to just once again go over the 6 things that we proposed, but now there's more than 6. And I'm sure we could talk to Sullivan about adding a couple as well. Because I think, and if not, if we can't go through CSA, then we just go direct to our 3 legislators and get them. But I think we need, because the session's going to keep.
Legislative session planning.
Yeah, the legislative session kicks off in January, but bills are dropped.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, well, they're drafting them now, and they're literally dropped the day after opening day. Well, they're actually dropping them beforehand, but they get viewed immediately the day after opening day, and they start getting their committee assignments. So we need to have this ready to go before like the 15th of December.
Well, and then shouldn't we be discussing it? We should go up there and somewhat.
Well, yeah, we're going to go up.
Right?
We are going to go up.
Yeah.
We are going to go. We will be, you and I both will be fighting for that open meeting law modification. Sullivan has asked us.
Yeah.
Help with that.
I have comments and a question, or actually a question and possible comments, and that is, are we about to talk about the special meeting to certify the CD7 election?
That is a meeting next week, so that's on the next As soon as we
Okay.
finish up the regular meeting, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about that almost immediately. Okay, thank you.
Almost.
Yeah, so that, we just got to get that work session so we can
Yeah.
sit down and go, because, and again, there's things that are coming up that we missed the boat for submitting to CSA, but now they've materialized since then. So we need to add them. And if we can't get CSA to add them,
Good legislation.
then we'll just go straight to our three.
Supervisor Antonori,
Yeah.
I don't know, has there been any of these questions submitted to the Attorney General? Because that's another route that we could take and submit.
She's declared war on this county. I don't talk to her.
She's declared war on,
Yeah.
on us.
I mean, on the
So-
Public Meetings Act, basically submitting that our supervisors want to be able to do this action.
It's not up
as
to her.
well as,
Not up to her.
well, it's not up to her, but
Yeah.
if you gave a
She's
favorable,
the
that-
problem. She's the one that has attacked previous members of this board and made accusations of open meeting law violation. She's the issue that I am trying to remedy and get her off the field of battle by getting the legislation changed so she can't do what she did. Okay? That's that. She is the problem. I'm not talking.
Go read the letter that's in your office that was sent to us after we,
Yeah.
went.
I'm not
Yeah.
talking to her. She's declared war on this county. She's declared war on businesses in this county. She's declared war on the political apparatus in this county. I don't deal with her.
Yeah.
I don't deal with her. Tough cookie.
I think she knows by our
And
conversation.
she's free to sue us because she's 0-2 against us, thanks to you guys. So if she wants to play that game, fine. We'll fight her in court. I'm done dealing with her. She's not looking out for the goodness. Her mission in life is to destroy rural economies, to force everybody into the populated counties and to depopulate. That's what she's trying to do. She wants everybody to become dependent on government. She's trying to kill industries at every level in this county. She comes in and instigates nuisance lawsuits and threatens nuisance lawsuits. She's coming down here October 9th to fight the aluminum plant going into Benson and give false hope to all these people that somehow she's going to be the saving grace to save them from this evil aluminum plant. And that's not going to happen. But then they're going to get all ticked off about it. And she's going to go back to Phoenix, raise money with the Sierra Club and everybody else. See how I was trying. That's the game that she's playing. She is not a benefit to this county, right? So as far as I'm concerned, I reached out to her. I tried. I met with her in Pierce. I met with her folks. I thought we could get something. No, she is purely a political apparatus, and she does not care about Cochise County. She cares about getting reelected and using us as a pawn to raise money for her reelection campaign. And I'm not going to participate with her. Tough cookies. And that will be a YouTube video, I'm sure, by tomorrow.
Do you have an opinion?
And that's fine. But yeah, she does not. She comes down here for one explicit purpose: to instigate and then to raise money later. That is her. So I don't want to talk to her. She is a problem.
So the answer is no.
Yeah, the answer is no. The answer is no. The answer is, at least for my concern. I don't know. I don't speak for Mr. Crosby or Ms. Gomez. That's my 2 cents. If she wants to keep coming down here and trying to destroy her, and then she's trying to steal our water, right? She's her and the governor, right? So everything that we need to develop the economy of this county, to create and raise the boat economically, our unemployment rate has gone up in this county, recently. The poverty level has gone up in this county recently. Everything we're trying to do to develop economic growth in this county, her and the governor are fighting and getting in the way and trying to stop it.
I do have a comment.
They all want us to move to Tucson and Phoenix, who are all stealing our water, by the way, because they got cap water. They're supposed that Arizona, under the water compact, that water is supposed to be shared by the state of Arizona, but only 3 counties benefit from it. 3 counties. The rest of us get screwed, right? Or it's even worse. Not only do they steal that water, then they come and want to take our San Pedro River water and say, oh, you got to give it to the Gila Indians, and you guys can't have that water either. Oh, and then you guys can't pump any water out of Wilcox. You can't do anything.
Or they take over the Douglas Basin.
Yeah, I mean, so it is war on Cochise County from Metro Phoenix. Anyways.
I do have a comment.
Yeah,
I do have a comment. Okay. Yeah, I will be continuing to pray for Chris Mays and Katie Hobbs.
What, that she sees the light or she gets struck by lightning and her world changes? That's no, that's what I mean. All of a sudden she wakes up and says, "Oh, I've been wrong all this time. I'm not gonna." That's what you're praying for? I don't know. I mean,
God can move.
It can
All right.
Okay.
Pray hard.
Okay,
So they love listening to us, you know.
Yeah, I know.
We entertain them.
So the work session on.
Sorry, I got wound up there.
Okay. We were going to have a work session on the animal shelter agreements, it looks like, but I understand from the clerk that we're moving that to October 21st. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's basically because there's a huge opportunity for the Arizona-Mexico Commission. They're doing a huge economic development strategy in Phoenix for Mexico and the Arizona.
Oh, so you're going to go to that?
Yeah, so Laura talked to them and they said it's like going to be, what did she say? Really a great opportunity to meet with these people and talk about the port. So
Okay.
So I'm sorry to the animal, but animal welfare people, but we're just moving it a couple weeks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then on Supervisor Crosby on Tuesday, October 7th at 1, then we have the meeting to certify the election results submitted by the Elections Department for CD7.
Okay, thank you. It must be my turn to talk, and I would like to thank Ms. Avant for her diligence with that issue. And I will have additional material, like I have done document dumps periodically, that I would like my colleagues to review in reference to elections integrity related to the letter my colleagues helped me forward to the DOJ, and I'm very thankful for that. And so as long as they know that there's going to be a document dump that goes along with that agenda item, I hope they will take a look at it. Because it seems after a lot of review that what is wrong or what appears to be wrong is not does not appear to be illegal. And so I'll try to sort that out a little bit for my colleagues. Thank you. That concludes my remarks.
And with that, I do want to set something up where I want to bring Ken Bennett down here. I talked to him about taking the scanned copies of the ballots and doing a resolution in Cochise County to make them publicly accessible. The scanned images of the ballots.
You want that as a work session to discuss
work
that?
session. Yeah, and have him come, Ken Bennett, and there's a couple other folks he's going to bring with him. But he's exploring. Then you could have people do hand counts without violating the statute. So I'd like to have him come and explain how that would work. So we'll have to set that up. But do you have his number?
I don't.
I can get it to you. Give him a call and say, hey, we'd like to have you come down and brief us on that so we could explore the possibility of doing that. And then that's something to look at for moving the process for doing hand counts.
So before we get distracted by this sheet,
Okay.
one more meeting is the, on October 9th is a discussion with, regarding the county economic,
Yes.
we say guideline, roadmap, we're not sure what to call it. This is with-
Strategic roadmap or
This
something
is
like
with Ioana from.
Yeah, this is, what is that you're looking at?
Is this, Christine, is this yours? No.
No. So what we were talking, and remember, Cochise County has not had an economic development plan since for how long? Maybe quite a while.
Yeah.
And so that's really a missing step. Now, Ioana, I never can say her last name, was the woman that created the Greater Economic Phoenix Council.
How do you say it?
More fussy, I think.
Yeah, she's Greek. From the East Coast. She did an incredible job, and I probably did too good of a job for Phoenix, where she got, all the cities had their own economic development plan. They were all competing, and she got them all under one umbrella and created that Greater Economic Phoenix Council. And so she's retired, but she's helped communities, small rural communities, get on track, get an economic plan going. She said that our port of authority here, our port, commercial port of entry, is opportunity in 2 generations. And she said, really, you guys are, on the back. You should have been doing this, a couple years way back. So she's willing, I think, for a pretty good price. I don't know if we've settled on that yet, to just do a basic road economic plan. She wanted to do it for all the county, but I wanted her to focus on the port of entry because we need to be on that ball. We need to figure out how we're going to be,
I
right?
agree, but if she can do the rest of the county, that'd be helpful.
Yeah, if he wants to, but that would probably be an additional cost. That would be,
We'll have the proposal attached
Yeah.
to the agenda item, and the cost, I believe, was around 50,000. And this is not a full-blown economic
This is
development
just for the
plan.
port,
well, it's, I think, kind
It's
of
for the
like
county.
county.
But
for the county.
But it's to be clear, I say that a lot. I'm trying to stop. When I've spoken to her, she doesn't want us to get the impression that it is a full-blown economic
Right.
development plan.
Okay.
So that's why we're calling it a roadmap, and then we go from there towards a plan.
Because I told her also we wanted to look at the 191 and what we can do with, you know, the port, the airport, the BDI, possible railroad, infrastructure, the whole thing. So it's a basic step which we need to take because we haven't ever had one.
And she'll be on the meeting via Teams
Yeah.
from Phoenix.
Oh, by teams, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm
All right, now
excited
what is this
about
paper?
So this is for agenda item number 2. This is what the clerk has created for us to help keep track of the work sessions that have been requested
Oh, this
by
one
the
here?
board
Okay.
and when they've been scheduled. So
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you Tuesday.
God, they leave quickly, don't they? They're like, get us out of here now.
before they pull another work session.
So the add and drop
This tells you when the ones that you've mentioned are going to be scheduled and which ones are still being determined for a schedule.
Okay.
And then we'll add all the ones that you discussed today.
The
in
opt
here as
out.
well.
For everybody that's still hanging on and hasn't left yet, I have a comment about economic development, which is you need to be cautious about anybody who comes in and says economic development means eds, feds, and meds, which is what I've heard before, education, federal, everything, and everything medical.
Yeah,
But what
that's
they're
not
really
what I'm
talking about is tax-funded eds, feds, and meds, and in which case all you're doing is redistributing wealth and redistributing tax burden, and you're not doing economic development unless it's private industry.
Well,
Thank you.
that's in my viewpoint, it's private industry.
Yep.
It's taking advantage of all these people who want to come in and make money and then, you know, getting them involved in the community and growth. So, you know, I want to look at the drone program. Why can't we be manufacturing some of the, as I understand, drones have a lot of parts to them. A lot of different companies, you know, make those parts to make a drone, and why can't we be doing some of that here? I want to talk about medical tourism, you know, how we help the cattle industry. So it's all about private, it's all about, you know, business, not about government grants or federal help. Even with the hospital, I'm looking to businesses and private, you know, involvement, not looking to the federal government to help us do that.
Thank you, Madam Gomez. Your points are well taken.
So we do have an OML legislation work session.
Oh,
It looks
okay.
like scheduled for October 21st.
Oh, there you go.
Your comments
Okay.
today help us kind of we'll add more content to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can provide more information at that one.
And we did the vaccine, so that's good.
I have a comment on OML and the meeting, and that is that, as I recall, this is what I think but do not know. Chuck Johnson is the guy who wrote that to begin with, and he may be a very good source to inquire about open meeting laws.
Really? Okay.
So perhaps the chairman would.
I have legal chess in my head right now. You got it? So, okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Crosby, for that information.
What is the Historical Monument Memorial and Plaques?
So this was mine. I got an email to protect them from being
Protect,
vandalized or damaged or removed through
Okay.
political manipulation, and where somebody doesn't like a statue or like a monument or what, and they want it taken down, or somebody goes out and smashes it or topples it or something like that.
I believe
Something
the
like,
draft ordinance is.
yeah, this
in the
is
Yeah,
hearing.
Dylan and I haven't worked on it.
Yeah, to keep that from happening.
So on zoning, remember, is that what the comprehensive, I think the comprehensive plan to me is different than looking at all the zoning that we've got around the port of entry and up 191. And I mean, I just wanted to get an idea of what we've got
Yeah.
and make sure that we're not, giving or rezoning something and then say, oh my gosh, why did we do that? We should have kept it industrial. We should have kept it this. Or we should have kept it that.
Yeah, I think that's what that worked, the second to last one,
Yeah,
comprehensive plan, yeah, it'll focus on that.
because comprehensive plan also we have to look at because we were supposed to have signed that in the spring, right? So isn't that two separate things?
It could be. I mean, you'll
Yeah.
have, yeah. we can
I
have
think
two
we
separate
do
ones.
because the comprehensive plan is like what the whole county, we course, in the future, in the next 10 years, what we want to do. And a lot of that, is solar farms, a lot of it is, the ecotourism, which I'm not saying we don't want, but it seems heavily bent on that.
So,
The last comprehensive plan.
so with the zoning one, then you're looking for, I thought that was more of an educational piece,
I
sit down
think it's
one-on-one.
more of
Or-
when we're looking at the economic, the strategy, what we're going to do. What I've known has happened in the past in Douglas is that, somebody gets this and then they decide to do that. Somebody else gets another piece and then it doesn't all connect. Like someone will do residential, then somebody wants to do, heavy industrial or whatever. I just want to see what land that we have that we're going to probably be asked to rezone and what our plan is for that. Do we want it to be all light industrial along this certain segment? Where do we want residential to go? That kind of thing.
So a projection of zoning changes?
Yes.
Some zoning changes?
Yeah. And where we are now.
Particularly for the port of entry.
Yeah, because there's already now a lot of speculation. People are scrambling. And so I think we're going to be getting a lot of requests to rezone. And I just want to have an idea, like, if Freeport said they would give us land for the hospital. So I just want to make sure I know where all the land is. There's some places we won't be able to do it where the slag is, but they might have I think they have a piece along Highway 80. So just for us all, not just me, to get a clear idea of what we want to do in the future as far as the planning of how this is going to develop. And then up even 191.
Okay, yeah, so that's more manageable with that direction versus countywide. So,
Yeah.
So focusing on the port of entry and 191
Yeah.
for the zoning changes.
Yeah. And then the comprehensive plan has to be another thing because we're supposed to have done that, in February.
That's going to be scheduled today for the 21st at 1 p.m.
This month?
Yes,
Okay, the comprehensive plan?
yes.
Okay, the 21st.
I just spoke with Christine.
Okay. Of October.
We're getting off close to deer season. I'm gonna have to block that off.
You better start blocking it off.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the tourism board, I'm just pretty much, I'm fed up with them.
I'm with you on that one.
So, and I'm tired of not being taken seriously by them because I've said it since I came in.
There's a way to get
Yeah,
their attention.
there is. And I even met with them and they were, oh, yeah. And then they won't answer my phone calls. They won't include me in any meetings. So I'm done.
Okay.
Okay. Sharon's like, I wish I could have a picture of all the different faces of Sharon.
Very rubbery face. I don't know. It doesn't always accurately reflect what I'm thinking.
Somebody we know actually has a hatchet.
No, yeah, right. That's Sharon?
No.
I got my hat.
Oh, you got your hat. There you go.
That I
Okay.
use for the board meetings.
Okay.
So
And the district six, that's kind of what you were talking about, the district, the new district or the added district?
So, I mean, back to what Mr. Krause was saying. So the Constitution gives us 5 justice districts, and usually there's a Superior Court judge for each one of those, so you get 5 Superior Court judges. The 6th district was added to take caseload, from what I understand, off of the judges. That was
But we don't meet the criteria of population or maybe it's the
Yeah,
case
for a 6th district. So they created it as a way to offload certain cases from the current 5 judges.
That's the judge.
I thought it was just a family law.
No,
Oh.
It depends. They've given.
they've kind of made it
made that. Yes. Because
because none of the other guys want to deal with it.
Yeah, I would argue it isn't temporary if it's all forever.
Yeah, well, yeah. I thought she would have to run for election for some reason. I didn't understand.
Every year she would get reappointed every year.
Yeah.
Because it's only a temporary position. So I mean, just,
Okay. All right, no, I think that's good to understand what's going on. Yeah, for me.
Okay,
Okay.
so we'll continue moving forward and add the ones you've mentioned today to this list.
It never ends, Sharon. It's just going to go on forever.
Not security. For
Yes.
But Supervisor Antonori, you have that checklist on your whiteboard. We were looking at it the other day.
Oh.
All the things we crossed off.
yeah, there's a lot on there.
We are getting things done.
Yeah, we got a lot knocked out already.
Okay.
There's not, I got to erase it and do a new one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Add to it.
So we don't get, rest
Yeah.
on our laurels.
Yeah. All right, so with that, I forgot. Next meeting is going to be Tuesday at 10. That's, what?
No, it's
Oh,
It's
did I not? Oh, I'm sorry. Next meeting will be the Board of Equalization meeting in the executive conference room at 11:30.
just a few minutes away.
All right.
okay.
Yeah, I'll join you on 18.
All right, so we're adjourned for 15 minutes.